So this is Steve, and I'm here with County Council President Paula Hughes. Paula, we appreciate your time today.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
Sure. Yesterday you put out a proposal or some thoughts about co-location, moving into possibly some of the development team services together into Renaissance Square. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. You know, one of the things that struck me as we went through this process, there was a lot of going back and forth between city and county officials, and what got lost in the process to me was customer service. Why aren't we as a government entity focusing on what we do to serve the taxpayers of Fort Wayne and Allen County? And that just kind of seemed to me that it got lost in the shuffle, and that's where the priority should be. So I put out a proposal yesterday called Taking Care of Business, and in that proposal I suggest that first we need to put all of those departments that deal with the permitting and the routing process, the development team as they're called, 14 different departments who are in multiple buildings right now, both downtown and north of downtown, and put them all in the same space. It makes the most sense to have them on the ground floor of Renaissance Square, put them all together in routing order, so when either a developer who's from in town or particularly when somebody new from out of town comes and wants to do business in Fort Wayne or Allen County, they know exactly where they have to go. They're not chasing from here to there looking for different departments. It's all very clearly laid out. Ideally, they're going to have priority parking. They should be parking in the front row. The mayor and the employees can park in the back. Give them priority parking. When they walk in the door, they're greeted by somebody that helps them find where they need to go. A business concierge or an ombudsman helps them go through the process and understand what all the steps are and at what point in the process they are. Just make it easier on people. It's just common sense. There's nothing more important right now than creating jobs and doing things to make it easy to create jobs in this community. And to me, using this golden opportunity of moving all these departments around is a great time to make service a little bit better and a little bit more customer focused.
Would you see that concierge, and we're using that term kind of as a working title,
right.
Would you see that position maybe as being almost like a case manager, someone to help get the roles?
It could be a project manager. I think probably the most likely department that this person should probably work out of right now we have a combined land use department. City and county have combined that department, so it probably should be an employee of that because it's already a joint department. And if they're a project manager, somebody that understands every step of the process, I think ideally that's a good place to start, but down the road we need to be to the point where every front desk person, they become a project manager in a sense, and when somebody, no matter what department you approach, it becomes a one-stop shop because that person becomes responsible for getting you through the entire process. And it's a change in focus from what works for the insiders, what works for the people already inside city and county government, to what makes the most sense for the people that are coming to us for assistance. It's that changed customer service focus.
And do you think that one of the discussions that's kind of come about this morning in county council was whether it's important to have everybody in the same building interacting with each other? How does that play into this as well?
Sure, and actually, as we are becoming more and more a society of an electronic age and things are becoming more digital, you can do more things online. We're not quite there yet. Again, ideally and down the road, I would love it if people didn't even have to come in to get this work done. They could do it all online. There are other counties that do that. Howard County, which is Kokomo, does that. You file your permits online and it's all routed that way. You don't have to make an appearance in their office until you want to start your project. So even though I think we're headed in that direction, we're not there yet. And as we move through the process, I think we're going to find ways to coordinate the efforts of these departments. And I don't mean just the next couple of years while we're doing the relocation, but I mean over the next 20 or 40 years, because we're making decisions now that the community is going to live with for at least, I'm thinking, 20 to 40 years. That's how long we've been in the city-county building, is 40 years. So we need to think, how do we put departments in a position and in a location that is the most conducive to them operating more effectively and efficiently 20 years from now, and putting them together is what makes sense for that, at least from my perspective.
Okay. Anything else about your proposal that you wanted to mention?
I really think that not only do we need to make it easy on businesses, but this is a great chance for us to make it easier for people who are our neighborhoods are a huge asset in Fort Wayne, and right now the neighborhood advocates are buried up on the 9th floor. They're part of the mayor's staff. I think that if they're working with the neighborhoods, they need to be easy to find. They should be on that first floor as well, or somebody who that can direct you to their office should be there. Make it easy. Make it easy to do business with the city and county. Neighborhood advocates, any department that the citizens of the community need to interact with should be easy to find. That's the bottom line. There needs to be dedicated parking for the citizens, and it needs to be easy to do business with them, and they need to welcome them with a smile. You know, if Walmart can have a greeter when you walk in the front door, then why can't we?
Mm-hmm. And I think it goes a lot also to, you know, the government. People have kind of that bad connotation of the government, and I think this would go a long way to helping with that.
Who is it that, was it Ronald Reagan that said the scariest words in the English language are "we're from the government, we're here to help"? Well, that may be true, but there's no reason we can't be nice.
Sure.
You know, it's just common sense. Just be polite.
Mm-hmm.
It goes a long way with people.
Sure does. I mean, after all, we are paying salaries.
Absolutely. We have to remember who's paying these wages,
right.
Who's paying the salaries, who's really making the decisions, and that's the citizens.
Okay.